Hello everyone, this is Chris from Chriveware, and today I have something interesting. It is sort of a build log, vloggy type video, and basically what you see in front of you here are the parts of my media rig. And you might be thinking, that's not much of a rig, that's disassembled, Chris, and yes, it is disassembled. That is because we're building a new case for it today. The old one was way too scrawny, it was way too easy to rip apart by accident, so this time I went out and I got some 22mm MDF, and we're going to be using the old backplate to hopefully make something that looks cool and is a lot more sturdy than last time. To summarize what's in the rig, it's 4 gigs of RAM on a P55 EVGA SLI motherboard with an i5-650, I do believe, a 120 gig SSD, and my 6870, which I revived from the dead. When that's all said and done, let's get building.
And they say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love.
So what I'll be doing here, guys, is talking over what kind of went through my head while I was doing this and what I'm actually doing in the video. So the first step for this was to bore out the holes where I would usually have standoffs. This is in order to fasten the motherboard to the bottom plate itself, and I'm going to be doing that with zip ties instead of trying to thread standoffs in, because that usually gets messy, glue and everything. So what I'm doing here is I got out my handheld router just to use a round over bit and round over the edges of the top so that you have a round edge instead of a hard cut 45-degree angle edge, sharp and cold. And here I was very excited because I found this at my local hardware store. It's basically a drill bit that has a countersink at the end, and I know that you probably can find those everywhere, but this is the first time I've seen it in my in the store that I usually go to. So I'm just fastening first the right side, then the left side. It makes it a lot easier to work with if you first fasten one bolt in the bottom and then do the top, and then you flip over the piece and you see I'm doing the other one here. It just makes it a lot easier. Before I could mount the front panel to the whole thing, I had to scrape off some old glue from the old mounts that I had on it. I had front panel connectors, and I had a fan speed controller on the front, a manual fan speed controller. So here you see me just countersinking and screwing in the screws. And my bit unfortunately broke, which made me sad because I'd just gotten it, but that's what happens. So here you see me zip tying the motherboard to the bottom piece in order for it to not fall out if I have to do some maintenance, drag it out of the shelving system and swap some RAM or upgrade the CPU or something along those lines. And this actually worked a lot better than I expected. The motherboard was fastened in super well, and it's not going anywhere, let's just say it like that. So here I'm mounting the custom front I/O I did, and the cables aren't very pretty, but those get covered up later on and you'll see. It turned out very, very good in my opinion. Now I'm doing a test fit of everything to see if everything works as it should, if I accidentally short-circuited anything, and I didn't. So here I'm just fastening the power supply. I made small blocks of wood, and it worked out very well. So here's the final product, and see it cracked a little bit in the corner, but you don't really see it when it's sitting in the shelving system. Here's a top view of it. The cable management I talked about. It's very cramped and very tight in there, but trust me, there's enough airflow for everything to stay cool and quiet. Well, not quiet, but it stays within reasonable temperatures. Here you go. It works. It's awesome. And to round off this video, I ran a Valley benchmark on the machine just to see how thermals were, and they were fine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it might have maybe inspired you to go do something similar. If it did, leave a like, subscribe, throw me a comment if you got something to say, and I'll see you next time. Adios.